Illinois, a police official has said that they may need to put down canine drug-sniffing dogs if the state legalizes marijuana. So according to Chad Larner, director of Maron County's Canine Training Academy, retraining the dogs would be extreme abuse, and that many of the dogs are not socialized to the extent that they would make good pets if retired, and saying that it would be too expensive to just retrain them to become bomb-sniffing dogs. So Larner explained that a retrained dog might still alert their handler to drugs, setting off alarms about a bomb threat where none exists and leading to false arrests. Now, a contrary opinion comes from Assistant Police Chief Steve Petrilli, who does say that it is really difficult. You can't just deprogram a dog after having been trained to recognize, 5 different scents, however, differing on the fact that they would need to be put down. Petrilli parted ways with Larner's comments about putting the dogs down, saying many of them would likely be adopted by their handlers with whom they have bonded. A lot of legalizing marijuana advocates are saying that this is just hyperbolic, this is fear-mongering. The idea that legalizing for adults to have an ounce on them will equal all these dogs being euthanized, that seems kind of ridiculous and hyperbolic, accused Dan Lin, executive director of the marijuana advocacy group Illinois NORML. So with that said, is this perhaps fear-mongering?
First of all, it must be noted for the record that
most are innocent.
Okay.
That will come.
All right, so this is a particularly loathsome, dirty trick. The Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police are opposed to legalizing marijuana. So basically this is them saying, we will murder our dogs if you legalize marijuana. But it's literal, it's literal. Now, do I grant them that it might be expensive to retrain them for bomb sniffing? Yeah, I grant that. Does that mean we have to snap all their necks immediately? No, it doesn't mean that. So their idea that, well, it would be hard to make them pets.
But Judge,
that's like your opinion, man.
How do you think people euthanize dogs? They don't snap the necks. Okay.
They're marijuana. They give them a tiny hit of weed, and just like with people, it kills them. It's very harmful, this classic one narcotic.
No, I say that hyperbolically,
yes.
if you will.
Like a great example within the story.
But I bet if you gave them room, they might say it. Right?
I get paranoid enough when I smoke marijuana. I don't need the specter of a billion dead dog ghosts haunting me.
Okay, well, to clarify,
is a hostage crisis.
And that's what they're doing. That's exactly.
This is the cover of a literal National Lampoon's magazine, where it's like, if you don't buy this magazine, this dog dies. That's one of the early covers. It is that ridiculous that it's literally in the original pantheon of National Lampoon's covers.
Yeah, to clarify, there are 275 trained drug search dogs in the state. So not a million, not a billion ghost dogs, just 275.
We would be saving so much money by not locking people up for petty narcotics possession causes that we could create a beautiful retreat for all these amazing dogs.
You know what? If all you did was take, I bet you 1%, maybe 1% or 1% of the taxes that you would get from legalizing marijuana and the sale of marijuana, you could have doggy heaven right here on earth. You don't have to send them to actual heaven. Not that it exists. Anyway, by the way, the dogs are also trained to sniff out cocaine and heroin and meth. So there's no reason to murder the dogs. None. Other than
plenty useful in other ways.
Of course.
Oh, I've seen like a super intense dog that sniffs drugs and explosives and all that stuff. These are amazing animals. Amazing, faithful, fantastic animals that are better at most things than I am. The idea that you would hold them hostage so you could keep arresting people for having a joint is ridiculous.
So now if you're wondering, do they have a dog in the fight? That just came out.
Landed.
Okay, anyway, they do. And so let me explain. So Jimmy and I sometimes get into small debates about whether cops are intrinsically bad, and he says he's got family members and he knows. By the way, Jimmy Dore from Illinois, so okay. No, I say it's usually the system and the incentives and disincentives that it creates and the training, et cetera, right? So in this case, why do the cops, police chiefs care? Why do they have to do this insane, ridiculous fear-mongering and hold these dogs hostage? Not because they think, well, we might lose some jobs if we don't have all these people to arrest for drugs. That might be a part of it. But the bigger part of it is they get to seize all the money and the assets, if there's even a joint in your house, in your car, etc. And they then get to keep that money and use it for themselves in the police department. And sometimes it'll go to like cool toys they want, like a tank for no reason, right? And all this heavy weaponry. But then other times it goes into nice big screen TVs and nice couches and nice, all these different gifts that they get themselves by the money that they, in essence, stole from people because they found a joint in their car, et cetera, et cetera. So they do literally, all kidding aside, have a dog in the fight. And that's why, because of their greed, they're saying, we'll kill the dogs if you legalize marijuana.